Hello, folks. Back again on the beat, and we call this session Homo Politicus, and it is our leading show on Enterprise TV. What we do is simple. As a friendly octopus, we claw at any issue or issues thrown up by my country, your country. Today, reprieve for terrorists. Get that right, reprieve for terrorists. Doors still open wide for surrendering terrorists. You know, I'd rather we started this discourse today by stating that in its broadest sense, terrorism is the use of violence against non-combatants to achieve political or ideological aims. Terrorists shot into our lives, if you recall, in 2009, some 15 years ago, when its spiritual leader, Ustaz Muhammad Yusuf, was summarily killed. Now, 15 years on and still counting, terrorists are treated with kid gloves and seeming slap on the wrists. Only 4 days ago, the commander of the 17th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General Babatunde Omokbareola, announced authoritatively that the door was still wide open for violent extremists and gunmen, not unknown now, to surrender. In other words, reprieve for terrorists who turn themselves in. Makes one think of a so-called political terrorism, which is an organized campaign of civil violence carried out by a group opposed to an established government, and which increasingly is being used instead of traditional warfare to gain political ends. So General Omokbareola, however, advised that those involved in the business of kidnapping, usually for ransom, to desist or they would be made to face the consequences. The whole episode makes you think we are between a rock and a hard place. Now let's broach the subject matter. We have remotely joining us a political affairs analyst, Comrade Joseph Warilaifa Amoro. I greet you, Comrade. Welcome.
Yeah, Citizen Jones, good morning.
Yeah, greetings. Comrade, you are joined by attorney at law and national affairs commentator, Barrister Evans Ofeli. I greet you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, comrade, you know, let's open with you. After 15 years, we're still treating terrorists like you know, members of the Nigerian Federation, if you understand me. Bona fide members of the country.
We are treating them like spoiled children.
Are we? Okay, like brats.
Yes. Security is the most important assignment of any government.
Yeah.
That's why Chapter 2, under the fundamental objectives and state principles of state policy.
Yeah.
Under Section 2, Sub B, states that security and welfare shall be the main purpose of government. Security is more important than welfare, because if you're not secure,
you can't begin to talk about welfare. Yeah.
You cannot go about looking for the day's bread. Now, like you said, since 2009, we have been at this insecurity problem since Yusuf was killed. And it has grown and grown and grown and grown. They changed names from Boko Haram to ISWAP, to bandits, to unknown gunmen. Now they are talking about Rakurawa.
Yeah.
Every day they are
metamorphosing. Yeah.
Yet government does not seem to have a clue of what to do. So many governors of the North have made this promise of appealing to the terrorists to give up their arms, surrender, and they will pardon. Did they listen? They don't listen. Because kidnapping for ransom is a very lucrative business.
Yeah. In fact, we think kidnapping has taken the place of armed robbery.
Yes, it's an advanced form of armed robbery.
Except that you make more money and shoot a lot less bullets.
Yes. We hear of billionaire kidnappers now.
Oh, yeah.
So, what can you promise them for them to stop? The truth is that we should not even allow it to raise its head at all. Like I was reading about the Rukarawa that we are just knowing now. Only a few days ago, they announced to us that they have a Rukarawa new terrorist.
I hear they have been there. I hear they have been there since 20.
Yes.
You have been there since 2018. Yeah.
They have been with us for 6 years, since 2018.
Yeah, yeah.
And they came down for fighting the bandits. At the time they came, they were fighting the bandits. But today they are fighting the bandits. So the government has to do more than appealing to the people. The government has to go all out to smoke them out.
Yeah.
Because if they continue to appeal to them, El-Rufai told us long ago that he went and paid money to beg these people to stop killing his people. Have they stopped? They have not stopped.
No, he's a colleague in Katsina State.
Appealing to them.
Yeah. Go on. I was just going to say that. I was just going to say former Governor El-Rufai's colleague in Katsina State had his fingers burnt when he paid money in the hope that terrorists will give him some break.
Even El-Rufai did not succeed. He paid money and just stopped killing people in Kaduna. When Omakorola made that statement, it was in a rescue mission when they went to rescue some 9 persons.
Yeah.
In Katsina.
Katsina, yeah.
People that were brought to Kaduna. So Katsina have been so involved, not excluding Sokoto, Kebbi. They are all involved. These regular people that they are talking, they are now operating between Sokoto and Kebbi.
Yeah.
And terrorizing the people. And the people initially embraced them because they thought they were their friends. But today, they are in agreement with the bandits and doing the same things that the bandits were doing today.
Yeah.
So, well, the government is appealing to us as people to volunteer information. But how secure are we to volunteer information when the government itself cannot guarantee that this information will be properly used without disclosing the source?
Yeah, okay.
You cannot provide information where you are not guaranteed your safety.
Yeah, okay.
Security is a very risky business.
I understand. Yeah.
Of government to take care of it.
Yeah. But Safeli, you know, in the wake of 9/11, if you remember, the American Congress swung into action. The Patriot Act was quickly enacted. And of course, yes, it took 10 long years to nail Osama bin Laden. Yes. But America had given made the statement, no show with terrorists.
Yes.
So I think since we are copying American type democracy, anything terrorism should be anti-state.
Of course. To start with, even if you look at the United Nations Convention, against terrorism, it is clearly stated that there's zero tolerance for terrorists, and that the implication of that is that at no point should any government, give them soft landing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk less of entering into any dialogue.
Any dialogue with them. Now, Nigeria is a member state of the United Nations. This action is a breach to that convention. That at no point should you do that. But what you now have is that in Nigeria, at no point too have the government taken a decisive decision against terrorists. They have not.
Recall that it took quite a while before we labeled them terrorists.
Yes. And we had to do that because we were refused the Tucano jets. We were asked to go and do the needful before we can purchase the Tucano jets. Now, these people have been killing, maiming, destroying for only God knows how long.
They have become bloodthirsty.
Yes, the government have not taken any decision whatsoever to exterminate them, even though it has the powers to do so. It has the monopoly of violence to bring this thing to an end, but it has not done so. So that is why, when you look at the list of countries, terrorist states in the world, Nigeria ranks very high. Not only because there are terrorists here, but because the government has failed ostensibly to tackle the issue. All our laws, we have a law against terrorism, you know, for which the penalty is death. It's a capital punishment.
It means the law was passed by the Nigerian National Assembly, and appended to by Mr. President. So it is law.
Yes, an act of the National Assembly.
Yeah.
So ordinarily, we should be able to, you know, go after these terrorists, go after their leaders, go after their members, and kill them. That is what it is.
Not this.
It is latest. Not even. It is not. The American style is that they go after them and kill them. There is nothing like trial. They kill them extrajudicially. Okay. In our own case, even when they are captured, they are not tried. Okay. Even when they are tried, they are not convicted.
Evans, the talk came at a certain time about de-radicalizing terrorists. Can you de-radicalize a terrorist?
It's a tall order. That is why the Americans don't have that in consideration. They do not believe that a man who has developed that mindset, a fundamentalist who has gone deep into
fundamentalism, can be redeemed.
They don't think so. They don't think so, and they will not commit resources to that. Rather, they will put them to an end and then ensure that they don't allow them to attack.
The big idea is to make the citizens feel secure.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, comrade, we are back with you. So it tells you and I that my country, your country, is between a rock and a hard place.
Yes, it is, because today to travel from one point of Nigeria to the other point, it's a big problem. How many people can travel by road?
Put simply, getting you to travel from Lagos, our Lagos, to your homestead is a tall order.
You have to be in your mouth until you get to where you're going.
Yeah.
Even if you go by air, there are still places that you have to go by road.
Oh yeah.
So
no
one is safe. And without safety, without security, how can we make progress? Now, part of the problem, like the Rakurawa people that I read about this morning, they came in from Mali,
and
Niger, Burkina Faso,
and they are here,
and all those places. So while our borders are so porous, immigration is part of security. Why do we allow our borders to be so porous that people can just walk in with arms and take over places? The security of our country includes how we safeguard our borders. Our borders have to be checked if we really want to do something about this insecurity. Like Barrister Kuri said, these are extremists, people that have gone to the extreme of ideologies. Is there way or no way? How do you negotiate with such people? The story
and you can't de-radicalize them.
How do you de-radicalize somebody who says, my way is the way? If you don't go my way, I kill you. Because that's the idea about extremists.
Yeah, you just
Now,
sorry, you just talked about the Lakurawas, which the defense headquarters has told us got into the country when security cooperation between Nigeria and Niger broke down. You know, I would have thought our borders were shut. Okay, you talked about porous border.
Security between Nigeria and Nigeria broke down only last year. These people have been here for 6 years, and we got to know about them only a few days ago. They say a new security group, a new terror group. They are not a new terror group. They have been here, but our people do not act in advance.
Yeah.
When they were coming, and they were coming in small groups, they would have been taken out, but they've allowed them to fester. They have grown now.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you make of the statement of the commander of the 17th Brigade that the door is still open for any of them that surrenders?
The door should be shut, the windows should be shut, and they should be smoked out. You don't, because the doors have been kept open since 2009. What have we gotten? We've paid money to various groups. Imams have got Sheikh, what's his name? The Sheikh in Kaduna.
Gumi.
Sheikh.
Ahmed Gumi.
This popular Sheikh.
Ahmed Gumi.
Sheikh Gumi.
Yeah.
Sheikh Gumi has been going and negotiating for them to lay down their arms. Have they agreed? Even the messenger had gone to the north to discuss about how they can peacefully surrender. They have not. These people don't want to surrender.
And of course, you recall that the two men, former President Obasanjo met, got killed after he left them.
Oh, because they were not that people even agreed to discuss with Obasanjo on their behalf.
So, comrade, do you think you and us here don't understand what the government knows? Or do we know, we appear not to know what the government knows?
I don't think the government knows much more than we know. No, the government may know a little more than we know, but the government appears not to be serious about this security problem. Because the government is also crying. The governors, are they going by road?
Okay, but is it therefore possible to say that we have political terrorism on our hands?
Of course we do. We do have political terrorism on our hands. Boko Haram, is it not ideological that Western education is forbidden?
Even when they employ Western gadgetry to commit their havoc.
The telephones they use, are they not Western gadgetry?
Oh.
Or the cars they drive, are they not Western gadgetry? But they say Western education is forbidden.
Oh yeah.
And they pursue that, and they have transmuted into other things ever since. To ISWAP, to so many other things. So the government has to sit down and really think about how they can cure this security problem that we have, because it is the primary duty of government to do so.
All right. By Safili, the Miyetti Allah has defended the Lakurawas. Miyetti says they are mere headers, so leave them alone.
Well, no, the Miyetti Allah cannot become the standard for which we should contrive security intelligence. We have seen how the Miyetti Allah have, compromised whatever it is their ideology is. The ideology of the Miyetti Allah is not far away from the ideology of the fundamentalists. They are just a sister organization. I don't see them as an organization that will give us security intelligence, that they are just headers and all that. And need I remind you that Nigeria have a lot of ungoverned spaces, okay, flowing from the fact that we're operating a funny federal system of government where defense is far away from the people, that requires the defense. When the federal government will have to deploy soldiers, deploy policemen from the top. We talked about the states, see, because part of the reasons or part of the ways to tame this situation is to ensure that we have security, state security formations, okay, to intercept the ungoverned spaces we have, so that they can fill up the gap and ensure that these ones that stray from other African countries, sub-Saharan Africa, into the Nigerian space can be curtailed out of that place by the state. Then the federal government will be a support to. By doing that, you would have chopped off that huge neglect, where people just stroll into the country and commit havoc.
Let me tease Comrade Amore again. Comrade Lifer, my country, your country is full of conspiracy theories, right? Can you hear me?
Yes, what do you mean?
We are a country of conspiracy theorists, and so the theories will fly. One of them is the big idea is to make Nigeria an Islamic state. Have you heard that? And
yes, I have.
If you have, how do you rationalize that?
I'm afraid what I see. Is our president not at an Islamic conference right now? Is there a Christian conference anywhere in the world that people are... I'm afraid for what I hear.
Okay. So we want to begin to take this discussion home. So what next? What to do from now? If you are there, comrade.
I'm here. The system is trying to hack up.
Okay.
What to do from here? Security is everybody's business. We are supposed to provide intelligence to government, but government is supposed to act this intelligence and safeguard us, the providers of the information. So essentially, it is the duty of government to provide security. It is the primary duty of government. It is the first and foremost duty, the preeminent and paramount duty of government to provide security.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to hold government responsible for these security problems that we are experiencing. All governments have come and promised that they will provide security. But since 2009, we've not seen any government do it.
All right, then. In trying to take it home, let's continue from the inside here. Barrister Feli, the defense headquarters appears to me to be trying to revise the history of what it called a new terror group we talked about a while back. Are we really working at a solution?
Well, the federal government must stop acting helpless, because they are not helpless. From history, from when this whole thing started, they have not taken a decisive measure to ensure that they put this thing to rest. They've not. They've not. From their actions and all that, you see that they have been complicit, they have been lukewarm, they have not approached this issue with the vigor that a sovereign requires to put an end to insecurity. You understand? So they have to go back.
In other words, you think we can call the bluff of these bad boys?
Very well.
Terror gangs.
But we did it before. When there's a group then, they called them during the Buhari first coming as a military. Metatsine, yeah. We had a group then that was as bloody and deadly as this.
Yeah.
You know? And
so it's been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming that you will always have this kind of groups, you know, springing up here and there to wage war against the people and the sovereign.
Yeah.
So it's not the responsibility of the sovereign to ensure that it does not turn into politics, that is able to stand against this external aggression and bring it to a total halt. I mean, the countries will look up to America, Russia, and the rest of them, among the G7.
Yeah.
There is none of them where you have the existence of terrorism at their border or in the country.
Oh, yeah.
They will not tolerate it.
They flush it out.
Yes, they will not tolerate it because it has the capacity to bring down that country, to bring down the sovereign. So why have we been romancing with them and been making things, we don't charge them to court or charge them, they are not convicted, Sometimes they're not even arrested and all that. Sometimes you start talking about amnesty and the rest of that. It's the reason you don't have foreign investors here, because they look at how we treat, criminals. I mean, we don't take proper decision on them. So why should they come here to invest? Because they can come here to invest, and unless everything will be in flames because of insecurity. So the Nigerian government need to do well, need to do better. Apart from the fact that it has not succeeded
because it can.
Yes, apart from the fact that it has not succeeded the economy, it has to succeed in this insecurity, this issue of insecurity, stabilize the country and let the citizens have a country to to fall back to.
All right, Comrade Amoru, we are having some trouble getting the footage, the pictures from your end, but not to worry, we can. We can cope with your voice. How do you take it home? If you have not forgotten, reprieve for terrorists, doors still open wide for surrendering terrorists.
Well, the government, like I started, treats them with kid gloves. The report that we are even discussing said 9 persons were rescued. They didn't tell us if in the process of rescuing these persons, if the terrorists were captured or they surrendered, and who the terrorists are. When they keep hiding the face of these terrorists, then we begin to wonder what the problem is. Because like we noted, how many have they tried? How many have they really punished? They are begging them. They are begging them. They are begging them. Why should we beg terrorists? And they've been begging them. They've been giving them money. They've been giving them benefits. Have they stopped?
And will they stop?
They have not. And when they stop, they will not, because they have seen that it is more beneficial to do these things than to listen to government. So government has the onerous responsibility to ensure that the terrorists are smoothed out as soon as possible, so that the country can have peace and grow.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Comrade Warrior Life Amoru. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Barrister Philly, how do you take this home?
Well, we cannot say this enough that, while the citizens have a right to enjoy the peaceful coexistence that democracy provides, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the citizens, actually are safe by virtue of the social contract theory, wherein the citizens will pay tax in exchange for safety, for security, and for the dividend of democracy. It is therefore the responsibility of government to make sure that they exterminate any form of external aggression. Not just because it is, it's supposed to be our article of faith, but it's also, their responsibility under international law and diplomacy that, the citizens have this right to enjoy, peace. And because we are signatory to the foremost of them all, United Nations, that have zero tolerance.
No, we are signatories to many international conventions.
Many, I mean, the largest of it all is
the United Nations.
The United Nations, which sits its headquarters in New York. The government need to ensure that these countries will look up to. We are able to make our country to be in like manner by taking care of issues of insecurity. When we have capacity to do so, the government must demonstrate that capacity and must go after them and dismantle them and make Nigeria a safe place for all and sundry.
All right, I'd rather we applied the brakes here. Thank you very kindly for your time, Barrister Ivan Ofeli. Yeah. Okay, folks, we'll pack it all in here, but not before thanking you for your patience, for your understanding. Remember, the debate, we provoked the debate, let the debate continue. Should there be reprieve for terrorists? No door is open for surrendering terrorists. or should we allow terrorists to run roughshod over us as a sovereign country? Well, let's keep it going. That's the essence of Homo Politicus on Enterprise TV. We're done, but until the next time, this is yours sincerely, Citizen Jones Hussein. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye now.